Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work. Let me start out like this. Great goodies, good morning. Thank you for being here. Darlene Walter Riley, good morning. Thank you for being here. Miss Goldie Robinson, thank you for being here. Good morning, SouFlo family and family. Up, up, up. Christopher Vibes Rum, thank you for being here. Sandra Clark, thank you for being here. Okay, the tread is running. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees, my drivers, Uber, Lyft, truck, over the road, long distance truck drivers, round town drivers, food delivery drivers, all that, meals on wheels. I don't know if y'all know about that. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. And shout out to the brother Troy Stars. Trucking vlogs on YouTube. Please go over to Troy's channel and continue to support this brother. All right. My goal for my channel is to make it to 300K or by the end of the year, or to ring in the new year. And I think Troy's at like 40 something. I don't normally keep up with people's numbers, but I want to see his channel hit 50. That's going to require extra 10,000 subscribers. So together we can do it, right? Each one build one. Here we are this morning on this beautiful Monday morning. We call this Money Making Mondays, not Manic Mondays. And I'm going to shout out some more people. Then we're going to get into our topics. We only have 2 topics this morning. So I'm kind of freestyling, meaning I'm going to be more communicating with the audience, reading comments, answering questions, talking about stuff that you might ask me or suggest, and that kind of thing. That's how we're starting off this Monday morning. All right. I stayed up really late last night. I'm still editing my grandmother's funeral, and I stayed up late last night doing it, trying to compile hours of footage into what I shaved it down to about an hour and 18 minutes. I'm feeling the pressure because my mom keep calling me. Hey, you're not done with that yet? Come on, man, please. Other people are asking for it. Kind of make me wish I had just did a vlog for myself and I didn't take up the responsibility and tell everybody that, okay, I got it covered. You can just watch it on SouFLoTV. So here we are. Long night, but I'm not complaining. I'm blessed and I'm healthy and I'm happy. All right. Let's shout out some people again and then we'll get right into it this morning. Craig Bailey is here. I'ma Inspire is here. King Biggs, good morning. Queen G Farrell, good morning. Jet Bar, good morning. Doc 65, Kimberly Marshall Cromer is here. Fentress Morgan is here. Kenrick Shamar JA is here. And Kenrick says, bless up SouFlo, bless up to yourself too, fam. Some of you have some names I can't pronounce. So if I don't give you a shout out, it's because your name look like I have to go study first before I could pronounce your name. Big up again, Queenie Morris. And boy, some kind of name. Diana Green, thank you. Michelle W. Philip Williams, thank you. New Haven, Connecticut's in the building. Good morning. Up, up, up. Give me a couple more and then we get into these things. Garrett Thom is here and Straight Cheese is here. Straight Cheese is some Brooklyn stuff. Straight Cheese. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Straight Cheese. All right. F Humble, big up yourself. Nadine Linton, as you come and touch the live button. Good morning, everyone. All right, here we go. I got 2 topics on the board this morning. Now, please remember, work with me because certain things I am not trying to say. Trump won the election 2020 straight up. Okay, I should have known this was going to happen. Please don't do that here. You guys know social media ain't what it is cut out to be. And some of you are social media ignorant. So you just get on and say anything. And what ends up happening is they tear down the platform that you say you're anything on. And you're free to just go ahead and say anything on another platform. While the platform that you helped tear down, no longer exists. So please don't come over here and say just anything. Think about what you're saying before you say it. That is the reason why you see sometimes you make a comment and you notice your comment disappears immediately. I get to see that comment, but you don't. That's because YouTube has moderators that are watching, and these moderators soon they look for keywords, and the keywords will make your whole comment disappear. They show that to me, the host, and I decide if I want to release it so everybody else can see it, or side with YouTube moderators and leave it right where it's at. It's in my best interest always to side with the YouTube moderators and leave it where it's at. All right. I don't want nobody coming in here talking about the elections were rigged and Trump won the election in 2020. And please don't do that, because that's not the case. He lost the damn election fair and square. However, that is my topic this morning, one off. The only two topics I have on the board this morning is Trump will be president again. That's one. And I'm going to explain to you why, right? And Jakkur is to know his faith in court today. So let me start out with the Jakkur stuff first, and then we get into why I'm saying Trump will be president again. You don't want to miss the Trump will be president again one. But let's start out with Jakkur. So we know by now that Jakkur, the singer, is in trouble. He is in the Netherlands. He is in Amsterdam. He is incarcerated in Amsterdam. He's locked up. And he is locked up for an altercation he had with a promoter while he was there. He was accused of stabbing this man in his stomach and midsection of his body, and the man had to go get surgery. But before the man did that, he went to the police station. From what we're being told, it was a serious stab, and Papa thought, the guy's name is Papa, he thought he was going to die. He wouldn't make it to the hospital. So he went straight to the police station because he wanted to let them know who did this to him, right? They at the police station rushed him to the hospital. That's how Jakkur stuff went so far. Jakkur is the person who he has pointed out, and now Cure has been arrested. He's locked up. The deal on the table for Jakkur is he has been in there a couple of weeks now. Remember, the first time he went before a judge, the judge in the Netherlands said, we need more time for investigation. So he's giving everybody 2 weeks. And in the meantime, Jakkur will remain locked up for the 2 more weeks. When I see you guys next week, you will come in front of me and we will talk about where we go from here, what findings we have. They did that. The last time they went before the judge, last week, the judge ordered him held again for another week. Here's the deal. They have already compiled everything. They have already spoken to lawyer and representative and everything. He has a choice to make today. This is where Jakkur sits today, because some people are still asking me, SouFlo, how come you're not keeping up with the Jakkur thing? Well, I can only keep up with it as much as information is released. And some of you are not paying attention, so you miss it. Today, he will have to make a decision. And the decision is, they already have a plea deal on the table for him, waiting for him. He is going to have to either A, accept the plea deal, or turn the plea deal down and take this to court. If he turns the plea deal down and decides to take this to court, that will be announced today, and the start of his trial will be announced today. So that is where Jakkur sits right now. My personal thing is this can go either way. This is just my personal thought. This can go either way. Maybe they can say to him, leave the Netherlands and don't ever come back. No jail time served, but you're banned, you're barred. Which in that case, Jakkur would be free. Either way, I think he would be banned anyways, or barred from going back to the Netherlands anyways. You don't just go to people's place as a visitor, especially these European countries, coming from what they call a third world country. You don't come there and you commit a violent act against someone and you're on work permit or visitor's papers and you get welcomed back in again. That's just not going to happen. See? So for Jakkur, what we can look for is him either getting kicked out and banned for life, or him turning that plea deal down, going to court, and the rest will be whatever happens, happens. If he goes to court, I know he's not going to win. The plea deal is on the table. I don't know what the plea deal look like. I don't know what the details of the plea deals are. Sometimes they make those plea deals pretty hard because they'll say to you, look, you have committed attempted murder. Here for attempted murder, we normally start off sentencing at about 10 years, right? The judge can take it into consideration. The person can testify. You could end up getting 15 to 20 years on this charge. We were already told that he was facing about 15. If they come to you and they say, take the plea deal, you'll do 5, and at the end of your 5, we'll call it quits, and then we'll deport you, or you will be allowed to go back to your country or whatever. Those plea deals sometimes are like, it's a decision you have to make. Am I going to beat this in court? Do I do the 5, or do I fight the courts and try to get away scot-free? But if I do, I could end up with 15 because they're going to throw the whole book at him. If you go to court and you use up the state's resources, they are going to try to give you the max. So this is where Jakkur is at right now. And we wish him all the best. And I said this before. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people get on social media and, you know, pretend to be holier than thou art. This is where you stand on your soapbox and you act like nothing has ever gone wrong in your life and you are perfection and you are the judge almighty of all, right? And you just cast your judgment on everybody. It's kind of funny to see, but we got to remember that humans are humans, man. And yes, some of us have less self-control and restraint than others. Some people are more advanced in their stages of being a better person than others. We're all at different stages of our journey in life. So because your brother is still in the wallow in the dirt stage, it doesn't mean he's not your brother still, right? Your sister is still wallow in the dirt stage. It doesn't mean she's not your sister still. She's still on her journey. He's still on his journey. They're just going through some things. And some people got to get hit really, really hard to wake up and straighten up and fly straight. And then some people, they get hit once and they're good for life. It's like, nope, I've been there already. Don't need to do it again. That part of my life is behind me. I am done. Some people keep revisiting their pain, revisiting their trauma, revisiting their mess ups. I was going to say the other word, their F ups. But you know what I mean. Some people keep revisiting that, but that's just how life goes. You know, none of us are perfect. Some are doing a little better than others, but none of us are perfect. So in that light, he's still our brother. And again, this is not to say that the person he harmed is not the victim. That is the victim. You take a knife to my belly, then I become the victim. You become the attacker. But again, we don't know the details behind why and how that happened. Right now, Jakkur is out here looking crazy to us because everybody is saying, oh, so I'm just going to stab up the man like that for no reason. I highly doubt it. I don't see him as someone who would jeopardize all he had going on to just go pull out the knife out the blue and just stab somebody in the belly. Something happened that triggered that. And whatever that is, we don't know. If he goes to trial, it will surely come out in trial. This guy, Papa, was trying to steal some money from me. I confronted him about it. He got violent. He said to me, you're in my territory. You're in my turf. I can make it so you don't make it back to Jamaica. I felt threatened. He has the power to make me disappear here, right? So I thought right away, defend self. He had a knife of his own. He was reaching for his knife. He was trying to stab me. I stabbed him first. It could be anything. We don't know. So before we throw the noose out around Jakkur neck and start tightening it and dragging him, let's just remember that there's still details here we don't know, because the Netherlands, they're rather very secretive about how they're doing this. That's just how they are, right? It's not like Jamaica. Every update hits front page. On one story, you have 20 updates and everything. That's not how they do stuff. That's obviously not how they do stuff. I've been digging. I've been trying to dig up information. They barely let stuff out. And when they let it out, it's from one credible entity to another credible entity as far as carrying news goes, and they leave it right there. So we'll have to wait to see. All right. Why he walked with a knife? Because, man, listen, you're overseas. You can't walk with a gun. You are Jakkur. Not everybody loves you. Not everybody is gonna, oh my God, it's the dread from Jamaica that sings so beautifully. I just love him. You have jealous boy out there. You have some of your same Jamaican people when you meet overseas when you're traveling, and their job is to extort entertainers when they come into town. Like, it's not what you see. It's not what you see. You are seeing smoke and mirrors. The road ain't that easy. They don't normally go out into, oh, they're free and happy and willy-nilly all around. They have to protect themselves. And sometimes you see them dressing all flashy and doing all this. Half of the time, they're not making the kind of money that they portray to be making, but it's all a part of the facade. And that's what people gravitate towards. And also, on the other end, they probably can't afford security detail 24/7. That gets expensive, especially when you're in places like Europe, right? It's not like you're in Jamaica where $1 is US, $1 is $157 when you get home. So you can actually pay and afford to pay because you just make a little 50 grand over there so in US dollars. It's not the same. You're going to pay them in euros because they don't take Jamaican money, right? And it's worthless where they come from. So you're either going to have to learn to protect yourself, roll with some people that will protect you, and all that other stuff. I'm not going to ask why he walked with a knife. If I'm overseas and I can't carry a gun, I would walk with a knife too. When I pull the knife out to use it, though, would be at my discretion. And that now comes down to, am I able to control myself through certain situations, or am I a hothead who lacks communication skills, and I feel like as soon as a boy diss me, pull out my knife, things can get sour really fast. The man getting too much problem, him need to retire. Team finish music TV. Boy, it's funny how you call out people retirement. I don't know where all that energy come from, but okay. You know, we don't tell Mick Jagger to retire. We don't tell all these old people from other races who still sell out stadiums to retire. They literally look like they now have teeth like my granny. Like they can pull out the whole gym. And they still dress fly, get on stage with their guitar and their bands. They've been through a whole lot of trouble. They've been busted with drugs. They've been busted for messing up people's hotel rooms, rock star style, break out all the windows, mash up the whole place. They've been on charges that were like rape and all these other things, and they've beaten them with high-powered lawyers. They've been through domestic violence situations, all the whole long list of stuff, and we never see any of those. And as soon as one of ours get in trouble once or twice, it's time for you to retire, man. Time for you to retire. I don't really support all that. I don't support glorifying other people while I'm tearing down my own. I'm not that kind of person. If anything, I'm going to big up my own first and all the way. I want to see Jakkur on stage when he is 65, like Ken Booth and all those other classic people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. And him looking back as a wise older man and still be able to pass down pearls of wisdom from his experience in life. I don't want to see no retire. Jakkur ain't at retirement age. That's a young lion that's still very much roaming the plane. Well, he's not roaming the plane, no. The lion is in a cage now, but we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah. Alden Walker says at this point, it's time they can just write off Jakkur as not functional member of society, incapable of adjusting to life outside a prison system. When him time up, just let him stay there. But why would you say that, fam? Why would you say that? He was out. He'd been out of prison for a while, and he's been doing okay. He he never got locked up again. He never got in trouble in Jamaica again, or anywhere else for that matter. He had minor run-ins. He is a Rasta man in Bunim Ganja. Everybody know that. So he got caught with some ganja before Jamaica decided that you can now have. Have you been to Jamaica lately? Remember, I just came back. This is my third week back. I just came back 3 weeks ago. In Jamaica, even a taxi driver have a big spliff behind him ears now. So I see it. And I said to myself when I was there, I would never get in a taxi with a guy who I see lean up over a corner. So, and I bun a fat spliff big like my thumb. And then he jump in the car to drive with who? I'm cool. And he's driving with it right here. Like, they don't even have to hide it anymore. So at the time when Jakkur got his run-in, it was about that. Them catch him with weed. Okay? And the little weed where him have, he wasn't transporting. It wasn't even a pound. It wasn't even an ounce. It wasn't even a half an ounce. And legally in Jamaica now, I think you could possess up to 2 ounces and still be okay with the law. If the law see you right now with what they had caught Jakkur with before and tried to persecute him with before, right now when they see you with that, they walk right past you. I see people walk past police in Jamaica, bun them split up. And it's still hard for me to get used to it because I grew up in a Jamaica that was completely illegal. See? Every man have a spliff right there, so now, when you're there in Jamaica, and a little cup, or a spliff right there, so I go about in business and catch it back in ears. So times change, laws change, things change, people change, Stop persecuting your own, man, like to the kind of degree that you do. You're just contributing to his destruction. All right, so I might do things to destroy himself. Does that give you the right to help him to destroy himself more? How is that? How does that work? Oh, I see my sister tearing herself down. Let me help her tear herself down even more. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that logic. Who was the artist that served time for rape? Okay, Jakkur did. It's behind him, I should say. It's behind him. Nobody who was involved in his case, victim or family members, are speaking out about it anymore. They are unbothered by it. You don't see them holding up placards saying we need justice because his whole situation, and if you go do your research and stop just listening to social media, fly-by-night people who just say, oh, I'm the time for rape. Go do your research because every situation is not the same. Okay? Every situation is not the same. So, why? I don't know if to tell you. How many chances? At some point, you have to protect society. Protect society from what? Now you're going overboard. You're acting like he's somebody that's walking around killing people and organizing a mob. And protect society from what? Jakkur is not somebody that you have to protect society from. Zebra, big up Don Mafia. I see Don Mafia posted yesterday a video of Zebra in prison, and I'm not too familiar with Zebra's case, but as far as I was told, I don't want nobody run away and say SouFLoTV said I saw it go. I was told that he committed rape before. He went to prison. He did time for it. He got out. He committed rape again. And the next time he committed rape was with his woman's child, his woman's daughter, his woman's underage daughter. And then them dash him were in there. And I don't know how many years he got. I've seen some people saying him soon touch road and all these things. But that's a repeat offender for something that's vile. That is a repeat offender for something that is vile. If that is how his case went, then I have no say in whatever. You already know how I feel about that, right? Zebra, serial rapist, fire for rape a man. Yeah, you do that and you did time and you come out and you do it again and you do it again. This time with somebody that's you're supposed to be. First of all, why would you as a woman want to be with a man that did time in prison for rape and then have him around your daughter, your underage daughter? You know what I'm saying? So the choices that we make, facilitate some of this foolishness, keep it happening. There's actually right now, to sidebar a little bit, we're gonna get into the Trump something, you know. There's actually right now a debate going on in Jamaica. Should Jamaica have a sex offenders registry that is available to the public? The answer, yes or no, and why. Should Jamaica have a sex offenders registry that's available online to the public? My thing is, why is that even a question? It's 2021. We are going into 2022. We are in the age of information. Modern times, modern technology. This is not 1980 something. This is not 1990 something, right? In all first world countries, they have this. Particularly in the United States of America, for sure, like I've said, I can go on my sex offenders registry and I can look up and see if there are any living in my community. Were they just released from prison? It will tell me how much time they served, what exactly their offense was. It doesn't just say rape. He went to prison for rape. That's not what it says. Go on the sex offender registry in the US and you will see. It'll tell you exactly what they did. If it was with a 13-year-old, if it was with somebody 11 and younger, if it was a minor child, they will list exactly what they did, how much time they spent in prison so far for it, and all that other stuff. Their exact pinpoint location of their address, everything like that. Their picture, big, brave, and bold like this, a clean, clear-cut picture of their face. So yes. Now, of course, people are saying, but SouFlo, this is Jamaica. You know what that's going to lead to. People are going to just go right to them and kill them. Okay, that's the deterrent. That's the we have to have laws that are a deterrent, else people are going to continue to do the foolishness that they do. If you know that you can rape people and get away with it, and all you're going to do is some little prison time if you get caught, and then once you get caught, you just assimilate back into society and go over to a different parish. Move from Clarendon, gone to St. James. Move from St. James, gone to St. Catherine. Move from St. Catherine, gone to, and nobody knows you, and you get to start over again. There's no incentive to stop doing what you're doing. The thrill is too much. It outweighs the punishment. It outweighs the deterrent. When you know that one drug with a girl there, you know, or drug with a picnic there, you know, but here what? For the rest of my life, I will have to sign on, check in, and my face is going to be on a registry where anybody in the country. Do you know what happens to sex offenders in the US when they forget to check in? And them have to check in. I believe it's every 2 weeks. They have to check in. Their address has to be current on record. The minute their address is not current on record, it is called absconding. And they put out a warrant for their arrest, and police start look for them everywhere. They plaster your damn face back on the news. This person is wanted for blah, 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 again, absconding, and they start looking for you again. So in order to come out and live a peaceful life, because it doesn't end after you do your prison time. You understand? You will forever be monitored. So that is the deterrent. Well, if you're afraid that people are going to come find you because your address is going to be public and your face is going to be public, I bet you behind won't do what you were going to do. I bet you won't do it. So that's the deterrent. Yeah, we have people who will bust off your head down there. So go ahead and do it. And why are we worried about, oh, they're going to kill him or they're going to get... Did you see what he did? Did you see what he did? You understand? So just don't get yourself caught up in anything like that. And then you won't have to worry. The minute few people who are falsely accused, it's minute. It's not majority of them are falsely accused. Majority of them are guilty. Everybody in a prison innocent. Very few people in there will tell us, say, yo, bad man, me do it, you know. Yeah, man, me do it, man. Me I do my time. Can me do it. Very few. Everybody in there got a story of innocence. The goal when you get in is try to get out, right? And get back to your freedom and get back to doing the BS that you normally were doing. That's why it's called rehabilitation. They're supposed to rehabilitate them and change their minds in there. And most of them don't be rehabilitated when they get out. So, in saying that, my answer to that question, should Jamaica have a sex? Remember, I talked about this before they even. Sometimes I swear to God, I think they watch SouFLoTV because I dig these topics already over and over and over before they even make it a conversation topic. Sex registry should be mandatory. It should be right there. It should be there in full action already. But hey, we're talking about a place that does not have a national DNA database. So you think they're going to skip national DNA database and just boom sex registry, offenders registry? The stuff goes hand in hand. It's the same type of a system, right? It's the same type of a system. I swear, go back and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start taking down my old videos and like re-chop them and put them back up because people are like, SouFlo, talk about this. Man, I talked about that for about 3 years straight before you found my channel. SouFlo, talk about this. Yeah, I've been did it. I literally have thousands of videos on YouTube. So if you go back and look, I beat these topics to death already. You understand? Sometimes when and that's one of the reasons I don't watch other people, other YouTubers, because sometimes it sounds like they just watch one of my old videos and they're regurgitating everything that I said. Not to say that great minds can't think alike. It's just listening to stuff that I've been saying for the longest over and over. And now someone else is saying it. But that was the goal in the first place, you know, to get a broader audience to start talking about these topics, and maybe we will get somewhere with them. So that's how we deal with it. Ain't no sure political correctness and broadcaster being prudish. What? No, you can travel as a perp. You must get registration when you move and report when you travel. Exactly. You can't change address. People don't understand that system. Listen, you can't change address. They can't just get up and be like, I don't want to live on Market Street no more. May I move, go over 21st and 17th because too much people over there. No, you can't change address. No matter how much people that drive past your house, fling rock, stone, rape a boy, because you can't change address. When you change address, you have to, you can change address, but you can't change address without notifying the system. Matter of fact, you have to notify them before you move because they have to check out the area and they have to make sure that there are no children play areas, parks, and there are no schools close by. Sex offenders are not allowed to live within a certain distance of a school. In Jamaica, sex offenders go live right next door to their victims when they get out. That's deep. That's deep. Let me say it again. Sex offenders are not allowed to live in a certain distance of a school or a park where children play in the US. It doesn't matter if you raped a big woman, you're still a sex offender. You're not allowed to live anywhere near where children congregate, where they play, where they go to school, whatever. In Jamaica, when the rape a man get out, him can go live in the same community with his victim, even right next door. Unless they changed that recently. It's hard for them to find housing. That's an affordable housing market. A brave builder will try. Just make houses for sex offenders. See, that's another thing. We worry about them too much, then worry about the victim. Boy, I'm not gonna find nowhere to live, affordable housing, you know. Say I get to him coming from already, so him can only afford to live in a ghetto. So well, hey, tough, tough. You can't be around schools, you can't be around parks where children play, you can't be around certain areas. You have to go into your house at you on curfew for life. You on curfew for life. You can't go out past certain hours. You're not allowed to be out all night. You cannot party all night. There's a youth man I know used to coach. Boy at 19 and go and play peeping tom with him hot neighbor. He owe a court now. A 19-year-old must register as a sexual offender predator. Ken Prosper. Oh, Ken Prosper, big up yourself and thank you for being here. Long time I don't hear from you. But watch this. That's in the US, right? I bet that's in the US because I'm sure that's not Jamaica. I remember one time a story came out where the lady next door was complaining about the boy next door. He actually ended up killing her, but she was complaining about him peeping in her window. I covered that story a few years ago. He was peeping in her window. One day she and him have a big argument outside and over groceries or something. He stabbed her up in her driveway. I don't know if y'all remember. That's an old story. Who cares? You get up and decide to break the law. Whatever comes after that is his fault. I agree. I agree. So that is the deterrent. If you don't have sense to say, all right, look, we know what I'm gonna do. Because most of them know what they're doing. They plan it. They plan it. Predators plan. Rapists plan. Them money don't just walk and just, oh, it hit me. I can't help myself. Grab anybody. No, they plan. They watch people. They prey on. So if you take time to do all that, Black Queen, manners and respect and thank you. I appreciate you greatly. If you take time to do all that, then you have time to sit and think. Why, as much as this urge are riding me, I don't want to be in the sex registry, offenders registry. I don't want them putting my face out and my address, Jamaica. Yo, bad man, we pass and just ripple you up. Brrr, let go the K and just gone. Just on the strength of. So you put yourself in danger, yes, but think about that before you do what you do. That's the deterrent, right? That is the deterrent. So, all right. Yeah, exactly. They prey on them. They groom their victims. They do all that. Even when time they're attacking, say, a woman that's home alone, they sit and watch. All right, she live by herself. Okay, watch our work schedule. All right, so she go out every morning, dark hours. Can't catch her in the morning, you know. Let me see how she come in at evening time. Come on, catch her in the house so I can rape her in there. With me and she alone lock up in the, all right. So she come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday by herself around the same time. She don't have no man and she barely get visitors. They prey on people like that. So if you have the time to think all that, pen and paper it down in your mind, then yeah, you have the time to think, I don't want to be that person. Like Beanie said, do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be that guy? Well, go ahead and be that guy. Go ahead and be that guy. Anything happened to you after happened to you after. See? All right. Lucy, I was correct. At a NASCAR meeting, the crowd began shouting, F Joe Biden. It caught on, but the media changed it to let's go, Brandon. Okay, perfect segue into the Donald Trump will be. This is my prediction. Now, if you disagree, just say why you disagree. But I'm going to tell you why I am predicting this. That comment right there, where the person said, I was just at a NASCAR meeting and they were saying F Joe Biden, but the crowd changed it or somebody changed it into let's go Brandon or something. They couldn't change it when a college football game was going on. I was in Atlanta the other day at the time, and I'm checking into a hotel downtown Atlanta, and a big screen was on in the lobby playing football. And I heard this chant from the side on national TV. I heard, Joe Biden, Joe God. And I thought, that sounds like people I said, but and I looked at the screen, it was a stadium rampacked to the T, from way up bleacher seats all the way down to the side, with young people, not one of them wearing a mask in there, and the chant was real. It was. And then the reporter was like, oh, they're actually saying, are they saying what I think they're saying? And I'm saying, are they going to leave that on national TV? Then not censor nothing no more. But it was interesting to see. So there's a couple of words we don't use because you know they're up in a tizzy fit about these words when you use them now on social media, especially YouTube and other platforms. So when you hear me say joke, you know what I mean. All right. I've seen some mandates come out. People must do this by this time or they lose their jobs. Okay. All right. I get it. You want everybody to be safe and all that, and you're looking out for everybody, and it's in the best interest of everybody. I get that. What I don't get is this. Our frontline workers, our first responders, majority of these people, right, worked through the worst part of this pandemic with no joke. You see what I'm saying? No joke. They worked through the worst part of the pandemic with no joke. And they didn't get sick. And they were taking care of others. And they were hailed as heroes. So how come they went from heroes yesterday to now when things are getting better because of all the work they did and the dedication from them? Now they're the villains. Fire them. Jakkur fire. That don't sit too well. That doesn't sit too well. You understand? And I've seen more than ever before. I pay attention to certain things. I've seen more than ever before. The cry for I swear to, I wish, I hope, I should have never. I am so disappointed. Why did I vote for? And in the meantime, Trump is building steam behind the scenes. Now get this. No one's able to say what Trump would have done if he was president, because he might have done the same thing. He might have ordered that everybody joke up the same way, because he was the one on the campaign, not campaign trail, on the debate. He was the first one actually in the debate that said out his face that everybody was going to get it and how you're going to get it. And he said Operation Warp Speed. Remember that? So it's not to say, but people get tired of you fast. People get tired of you fast. See, delusional Trump cult members, just ask them who won the election. Exactly, Omega Brown. They literally, people right now are saying he is their president. But don't forget that he has a rather large following. And that does not mean, you see, the people that voted for Biden, majority of them voted for Biden because Biden was never president before. He was vice president. Most of them voted for him on certain conditions. You know, for one, he was under the Obama era, and a lot of people who voted for Obama put their votes over to him because people are saying him and Obama are very good friends. I kind of like how Obama did his thing. Not like everything he did, but I like for the most part. We had some peace and prosperity for the most part. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be talking behind the scenes, and I'm sure Obama's idea is going to rub off on him. So I'm going to cast my vote for him. The other one over here with his toupee flying off his head is too radical. Orange man. Orange man is too radical and too much against, me and my kind. So I'm going to go this way. That's what a lot of the votes came to him for. Okay. And as it sits, those are votes that aren't really his, like earned by him. In order to win a second term, it won't be no guessing game. You have to earn your second term. You have to be so good in the first term that people want you overwhelmingly in the second term. Even the people who are Trump loyalists would be like, yo, we had an awesome 4 years from him. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. But I'm gonna vote for him because he did good. He did good. He did real good. But that's not the case. That one thing that I just mentioned at the beginning, how do superheroes turn into villains overnight? Because they're not in your joke. Or because they're asking for choices. And there are choices out there that could be implemented. But you just say, burn choice, everything you've worked for, and we have some of them here, nurses and so on that are here, police officers. Right now, they just said that all the police officer them in a certain places have to get it by a certain date, and if they don't, they should be fired immediately. That was the exact words. Before it was send them on leave without pay. Before it was give them choices. You either test every week or blah, blah, blah. Now, it's just Jakkur fired. So let me ask them something. When you do that and empty out the police force now, who's going to be policing? Because I mean, it's not a perfect system, but we all know that when the caca hits the fan, everybody pick up their phone in first world and say 911. So who exactly is going to be filling these shoes? It's getting weird. It's getting weird. The elites didn't want Trump as president because he chat too much. Trump was going to let the chat out the bag about the boy. I mean, I know. Next president is a Republican governor, not Trump. I will never forget the outlook. You see, that's the thing. Somebody is going to say next president is going to be somebody else, a Republican governor, blah, blah, blah. You have to understand that running for president is something like some celebrityhood. It's not really, it's more like unpopularity. It's more like unpopularity. And right now, Donald Trump has gained a cult following of sorts. You know, he right. You could even Kimberly Marshall Cromer, you could even say that for real, like robots. But he has it. He has the crowd. He has the crowd capacity to do it. And all it takes is for the other side to slip up a little bit. And majority of those people over there, because they're shaky anyways, they'll switch sides. But it's okay to be shaky. It's never okay to be. Let me rephrase that, because I'm a Jamaican. So when we say okay to be shaky, everything means something different. And it's okay in politics when you're voting to not be totally committed to one party or one side. Actually, it's very important to not be committed to one party or one side. A lot of people are blinded to party, and they don't give a damn what the party does. 6 to 12 hours to get police. Well, all hell's about to break loose. I have another theory, though. I'm asking certain questions, but I have an answer for them. And again, it's my opinion. Yeah. If they do that, then you'll see military personnel in your neighborhood in combat gear. policing your streets. We ain't going back to the wild, wild west, Sophie B. We're going into something else. A different level of control. I don't know what's up. You know what, Christopher Mitchell? I full up my tank the other day. And I was like, why the hell the pump went to $60-something and I was still running for a tank of gas? And I really didn't pay attention to it. I thought maybe this is the gas station that I'm using, so I need to find a better gas station. It wasn't until yesterday I was filling up again, and an elder man from across from me filling up his tank, he said, man, I sure hope these prices go down soon. And I finally looked at the pump, at the prices. Whoa. Whoa. Every household will need a gun. Darlene Walter Riley. You on point. I think these people are onto something. Remember, a gun shortage out there. Try buying some rifles online or getting some extended magazines or something like that for your stuff. It takes forever now. I don't know if y'all gun shopping stuff online and all that, but it takes forever now. They have to, everything is out of stock. You mean all the rifles are gone? Yeah, they're buying them up. The gun dealers will tell you they're buying them up in bulk. People are preparing, and we call them conspiracy theorists and these kind of things. I bet when the caca hits the fan, you're gonna want to be with one of them, with one of them who are properly strapped up and well supplied. That part right there, that mandating thing for certain people is, I don't get it. It has vilified people who were heroes just yesterday. You were a hero yesterday. Shout out to all the frontline workers out there. Shout out to all the medical personnel. Shout out to all the military personnel. Shout out to all the law enforcement personnel out there. That's what it was yesterday. Today is, if you ain't got that thing, go that way. It's not a good look. Thank you, Kai. Thank you. I'm welcome. Pop, can you turn that off, please? You can't play that in here. Too much noise. And your tablet's going. Go get your tablet. Keep the noise down till I'm done. I'm almost done. Thank you. Oh, good Lord. It's called Supply and Demand. Blessed Queen Shakespeare, big up yourself. I don't know how you see it, but everything have raised but wages. Christopher Mitchell, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Now, us in the US, right, although it's cheap and not healthy food and whatever, you can still get by. Because I know people who've been eating this cheap and not healthy food for many years, and they're way older than I am. I'm talking about people who are, they've been steaming a microwave forever. I don't even have a microwave in my house because I'm afraid of the thing. I just don't want to produce a child that come out with 14 fingers and 22 toes and stuff like that, and 2 genitalia. But we can get cheap food and get by. We would say, yeah, same thing for Jamaica. They could too. But when you look at their wages, bro, I talk to my sons, and when we talk to each other, we say bruh a lot, so it slips out a lot. But when you look at their wages, go look at what minimum wages is in Jamaica. Just look it up. Just look it up. Don't make me tell you, you look it up. If I guarantee you, when you see what it is, you're gonna be like, there's no way. Somebody's supposed to survive off this for a week. This is a week's salary. This is what you work for like 2 weeks. Go look it up. And with these people already making just that. Citizen Blue, I appreciate you. Thank you. 7,000 Jamaican dollar. 7,000 to 7,500 Jamaican dollars. Now it's 150 rounded off because I think it's 153 to 1 now, but it fluctuates. So round it off and say 150 to 1. See there? $50. It's crazy. And people have to survive off this. Survive off this. This is why I tell my audience, and I do this whether you give me anything or not. I'm in Jamaica multiple times. I've realized over the time that I've been doing YouTube that I can't, unless I had somebody on the ground who I could work with when I go there and they could supervise stuff while I'm not there till I get back, kind of thing. I don't even do the whole charity thing anymore. Charity for me is when I hit the ground. I hit the ground and speak to people in their face. And I hand over help right there. Seeing? When I watch how hard a brother work, like for instance, the last time I was there, anytime I'm handing them anything, it's over what they would make in a week. And you know, my wife would be like, how much you give me? I said, well, I'm give me like a 20 grand, or I'm give me like a 10 grand, or like a 15 grand, or something. And she's like, you know, so that's more. Actually, it was my wife that said, you know, so that's more than they make in a week, right? And I was like, nah, you playing. She was like, yes, babe, check it. That's more than they make in a whole week. I mean, I said to myself, that's why I'm happy so. Because sometimes when I give it, they're literally like, you sure? They literally say, you sure? They won't look at it like, you give me too much. Are you sure? Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Our brother, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, change a life, supply a family for a whole week on small money. And everything is going up. Give me a second. Go get your tablet, or I'll take you to mommy. So this is Kai, right? This is his sister's toy. He has this, and he put it right here, so you know, him did the way over there, so he bring it come right here. This is his way of telling me, hey man, it's my time. He put this, turn it on. And he's putting this on top of his tablet, which is already on. So the tablet I make nice, this I make nice. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm getting confused. And he not moving. I'm almost done, Papa. You want to come say good morning? Come say good morning. Let me make you a part of the show. I think you're feeling left out. All right, say good morning. Good morning. I love you. You love me? Woo! I get it. I love you. All right. Daddy soon come, okay? Yeah. Different times. I'll be telling people like, just real quick. Let me stick to the wages stuff first, but let me cut off and say something. You see the things that we used to get buff back for when we were growing up? Because you know, if this was in my time growing up, you know one of them lick that way when them lick you, them cuff you like a big thump in your back, you'd get it wouldn't be no stop. It wouldn't be no stop. You're getting told stop once. And you see if you never hear that told stop once there, the next time you get it was a cuff, or you get a hard cuff in your back or something, you know one of them lick that take your breath away and just and you're like silence before the ball out. You get one of those, right? And I look at my kids and I'm like, I can't do them like that. I be wanting to sometimes. I'm only human and I was raised a certain kind of way. I'm not perfect and I'm not different like that. I was raised a certain kind of way. So sometimes I want to just back on him in my head back or just thump him in my head back, but I can't do it. So I tell people all the time, like, listen, this is new time. You can't use old methods. Some things we have to keep in place. Some things we have to keep in place, like traditional, manners and respect for yourself and for others and them kind of something there. But the way we used to get boof up and coof up, they probably wouldn't even move from where they were sitting to tell me to stop the second time. It's our shoes, our a cup, or whatever is close by that they could find. You just have to your skill, and maybe that's why we're like that. Like we're like fast and we're well. Our balance and coordination is superior because we have to dodge enough things and we have to run enough time and and them think that when they hear your name call out, you have to take off, go through the banana walk, and you have to cut and dolly round tree and down hill and gully and tear down the cane piece, go find somewhere hide because they were about to beat you to pieces. I can't we can't do them things anymore. So you gotta communicate with these kids from early. And I think that's a good thing because it also fosters a line of communication. It teaches them to communicate from early as well without using violence. Because that's why some of we grow up like that and we bring it over into our relationships. You know, tell the woman say the house we clean when we come home from work. Next time I come home, the house not clean. Thump her in her eye, and then she ball and hold her eye and me say, "I'm sorry, babe, I love you," and all these things, and we make up, and then the house clean after that, right? It's like that's how we were actually taught. We were actually taught that in order to get someone to do something, we just get physical with them. I tell you one time here, that's all me I tell you. Anything after that, I learn. anything after that is a massacre. I mean, I talk about massacre the DJ. Anything after that is a koof, cough, queff. And we bring it and we laugh, but that's true. We bring it over into our lives. And so we get violent quick. That's all we're teaching the kids when we do them like that from young. We just teach them to get violent quick. See? One black eye and a clean house to Rasta job. You know, it is a man will live around my area there. Me used to see man like the woman was running from the house. This me growing up little. She run from the house. Sometimes she run from the house in her 90. You know the little 90 them where when the two little nipple them stand up so it just point out front and a little silk 90 with the little embroidery and edging thing, them kind of stuff. And she shot it from the house and down the road, and half our ear pull out. You can tell so them did India. I'm not laughing at domestic violence. I'm just telling you stuff that I've seen. And it's the same couple that used to do it pretty much almost all the time. Now, obviously, this man was raised the same way. It's like if he want wife, if he cook dinner on time, the kids them must bathe and in bed and homework must done by the time him come home. And if him reaching at the house and any one of them things are not done, him not tell her again because him tell her enough already. All you hear down there, pot, pan, plate, full spoon, all the puss get flung through the window off of the front veranda. Everything is going. And then she shot it out of the house, down and them time that the road used to have beer stone because the road never paved off yet. The roads are paved off now. Back then the road was just stone. And that's why the balance and coordination came into effect and she shot it out there through the neighborhood and she go back to the same house. And a couple of days later, same thing again. And she a walk and talk in the neighborhood. But he might kill me in there, might kill me in there. Me cook your food and he say food not cook good. Me clean up your house, he said the house not clean up good. Or me too busy, me never get to clean up your house yet. But me not go clean up the house and look, come man a go on. A domestic violence that still. You don't need to beat no man to clean up your house. You clean up your own house because you live there too. You might be upset cleaning up the house. Like, damn, I gotta go out and work all day and then come in and clean up house when you sit down in your whole day. It does something to your spirit if you have to do that. But, beat her. And if it's that bothersome to you, you either leave or let she leave. But, beat up a woman about house clean and dinner cook and all that. I'm too petty. I'm too petty. I like my house clean anyways. I'm too petty. I'll probably end up cleaning up with a vexed face. I'll clean up with an attitude. When me and there wash up the pot, let me hear beer nice. And you in there trying to sleep. Balang gang gang ban chakalang chang kalang kalang kang chang. Dishes machang pang bang bang balang. Just to put 2 fork and 2 spoon back here, hear everything in there. Batching bing 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 bing. But I'm cleaning up. I'm gonna clean it up, right? It's all good. I'm gonna clean it up. And when I cook, me now cook and share for you. I might cook enough for both of us still, but me now cook and share for you. I cook and share my own food. Me not even tell us that the food done. I just go about my business, go in our next room, go sit down and watch my favorite show, because I have to find some peace before me fling this last plate of food. But hey, you deal with it different. You deal with it different. But you don't beat up nobody, brother. You don't beat up anybody. Nobody. Some man, I swear. Lifey people. Oh, I'm working with my army cup this morning. My Yeti. Just some cold water in there because I stayed up late and I'm tired. There is no God. There is no God. Jeremiah 6 verse 20 to believe it is deceived. Everyone was born free. All things come from the earth, not God our dog. All right, Ross Shepherd, big up to yourself. You and your things. But I never experienced them something there. But yeah, man, we're at the top of the hour, so we can just joke it out now, you know. But for sure, wish Jakkur all the best. And however this comes out, it's beyond our control, right? We just wish him all the best. And I firmly believe that Trump will be president again. They're laying the groundwork for it. And I see it picking up momentum. In order for him to not be, we're going to have another George Floyd. We're going to have another Trump being insensitive to certain things. And then the whole movement roll out and millions of people roll out against him. Because that's what caused him the election in the first place. That's what caused him the election in the first place. And people their memories are short. And the same people who voted against him are now saying, damn, I wish I actually voted for him. Because this right here, this ain't it. I went to school 4 years for this. Get my degree. I've been in my field for 13 years, 17 years, this, that. And I've been in my field how many years, and now I'm getting kicked out of my field. I tell people, no, if it says certain things from here, and then keep on doing. So then they disappear from the chat room for them business that. Trump have big chance with this mandate. Plenty of people out of job. Yeah. You know, without speaking about that, using them words there, actually it was news headline. Record numbers of people have either walked off of the job, quit, or are getting ready to. Record numbers. We're talking about hundreds of thousands. And them now front page it too much. Makai. Pause your tablet, Papa. Pause your tablet. They're not front paging it too much. They're finding all kinds of excuses to say people don't want to go to work, or people are not going to work because of whatever, but we know what the real reason is. This is the headline I saw. Americans are demanding better working conditions and better wages. So they're preferring to sit out and remain unemployed. Yeah, man. Okay. That ain't what it is. We hear, we have eyes, we have ears. We know what it is. We know what it is. They thought that stuff was going to go smooth and everybody was just going to say, oh, okay, I guess. And it didn't. It didn't. It didn't. The numbers are rising of people that are saying, okay, well, I guess I'll go plant food in my garden. And I guess I'll be on the beach every day until I find something that, I guess I'll be an entrepreneur now. I guess me I gotta sell some occupant on the sidewalk. I guess we are going, because this ain't it. Trump wouldn't be forcing people, Ingrid, I don't know. And that's why I said we don't know. The way it was going in the election sounded like he would have. See, I paid attention to the whole thing. Remember in the debates, he was the first person that said he took it, whatever he took, it worked, he's doing fine, blah, blah, blah. Everybody else is going to get it. And Biden said to him, how do you plan on getting that to everybody? You know, some point something million people. And he said, you're not such a bright guy, are you? Have you ever heard of Operation Warp Speed? And I was like, interesting. I want to hear about Operation Warp Speed. This is where we use the military to administer everywhere at warp speed. In no time, everybody will have it. King 1C, I hope you're not saying I'm making stories up. I hope you're talking to somebody else, because whatever I say is still out there. So just go look up the presidential debate and look up Donald Trump talking about Operation Warp Speed. That's it. You see, when I say stuff, right, please tell me if I'm me so I don't go in too far. But when I say stuff, I make sure I speak. That's why some people are like, SouFLo, just hurry up and get to the point. No, I'm not hurry up and get to no point. So I could sound like you. So you could use whatever I said against me. No, I speak in a certain manner where if I double down on it, it's because I know that it's easy to access. Here's the proof. Here, like that. Now look, I'm gonna just tell a figure, look, go back to the presidential debate, go through and find the part where Donald Trump told Joe Biden that he was going to administer blah, blah, blah at a record pace, and everybody would have it by then, and it's called Operation Warp Speed. That's the first time we found out what Operation Warp Speed was. See it? Here we are. Warp Speed was gin running to Mexican cartel. Foolishness I talk. Go back. Don't argue with me about it no more. Go back in the context in which it was used and go look at. Y'all tell me about gin running to Mexican cartel. Go and look at the presidential debate. Go and look at the presidential debate. So you're saying that he wouldn't have done it. We don't know, because he wasn't in, and we didn't get a chance. So we don't know. There are people who are going to say he wouldn't, but you don't know. But what people do know is that who is in now is doing it, and they're going to want something different. I watched the debate too. I watched the whole debate. I watched all of them. I not only watched them, I covered them. So go back and look at my videos when I covered them, and I cut out the excerpts and used them. 1-2 at SouFLo. Please speak about. I don't argue with people too much, man. From the minute I tell you to go look, if you cannot go look and then come back and tell me you're wrong because I did look and it says something different, that's a whole different story. But you're going to argue with me when I'm telling you to go look, because I not only watched it, I covered it. And I cut the piece out and I did a whole piece on that piece. So, hey, 1-2 at SouFLo, please speak about Black folks of the Americas and Caribbean being the true natives, and they should say it and claim it, since it is about getting our land back. When I try and mix up, let me say something like this. I'm realizing more and more, right? It's like watching that cult thing that's happening in Jamaica with the Kevin Smith, His Excellency, whatever, and watching how many people are willing to follow that, and even after he was busted and all this, how many are still willing to follow him? I say to you like this: I love my people. I love you. I love you as a people. We're connected deeper than meets the eye. But at some point of the game, it comes down to self-preservation. Like, I know for a fact that if anything happens to me today, 99% of you wouldn't put a dollar towards anything for my children that are left behind. You would just move on to a new channel and you would be like, yo, remember SouFlo and him used to do morning thoughts? Yo, it messed up how that happened to him, not true? Yeah, man. And that's the one time you would probably mention me and never again. So when you ask me to stick my neck out, put it on a block, and go over certain topics, I understand now how this thing runs. And the more time goes by, is the more they're like tightening. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. You get flagged for this. They hide your channel for that. They take down all the promo off your channel for this and for that. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. There's stuff out here that we all know already. It's just like people keep saying this whole 400 years and slavery stuff. And okay, man, we know that already. Had heard that my whole life. What are we going to do about it? You know, what are we going to do about it? And it comes down to an individual basis thing. So, me not go into all that. Who want to be enlightened will be enlightened. We live in an age of information. Who want to be misinformed? Most of the times, they're comfortable being misinformed. Whether it's because the misinformation is so salacious and tantalizing and exciting, and it sounds way better than what the truth is, or whatever the reason is. But them choose that. Them choose that. You were given intelligence, right? You should have no problem doing your own research on things. And if somebody is able to combat what your research information is and tell you, okay, that's what you say, right? Because you did your research and you got that. Vet the source that gave you that information, because I'm telling you it's false information. The real information is here. Okay, that's all a part of your research. So you continue searching. That's it. Some people feel like once they get on Google and they type something in, the first thing they get as an answer is, what? That's it. That's the facts. That's proof. It's 100. Or the first vlogger they log on to because it's their favorite vlogger. Boom. Oh, so-and-so said it. SouFlo, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to go tune in to blah, blah, blah. Because, listen, man, we live in different times. And nobody is a dummy out here. Majority of you are intelligent people, right? Majority of you are very intelligent. So use that intelligence to do more than scroll through IG. This is and it is at this rate of speed that people receive information nowadays. As fast as you could change an IG page like this. You try to talk to somebody about the birds and the bees and them gone a cane fields already. You reach a cane fields with them and them gone a beaches already. You start talking about beaches and they like attention span is short as hell because that's how the world is now designed. Your TV, you can watch it with the remote in your hand like this and you watch 3 different things at once. When that the one that go commercial, you go over to the next one. That's wiring your brain. It's actually wiring your brain to not be able to pay attention for an extended period of time to one topic. It's wiring your brain to not be able to receive information, take in information, and sort it out. So what you do is you run around and you grab pieces at this speed right here. Every now and then you catch something that catch your eye. I don't know, maybe it's 35, 24, 36 in thongs. Maybe it's, damn, that ain't a 6, that's an 8-pack. Hell. Maybe it's like whatever it is, but it's all conditioning. It's all conditioning, even to the children. Your children are able to like switch. Watch when they go to school. I bet you he'd be the problem child because the teacher is like, so on the board today we're talking about, and his mind already left. And he's like, hey, Kai, we're gonna have to ask you to keep quiet, okay? So on the board today we're talking about, and in mind leave again. Hey, Makai, we're gonna have to ask you to keep quiet, and next thing you know, you're getting a phone call. It's conditioning the children, it's conditioning grown people. So the rate at which I don't even bother arguing with people no more. The rate at which people take in information, sort the information out in their brain, it's like this now. It's too much out here that you're missing. I can't spend too long on one thing. So way I say I'm going, man. That's that's why when they come out here, they're like, you chat too much and you take too long to get to the point. I know that's one of those people. Come on, man, get to the point. So way I say. My whole conversation is the point. My whole conversation is the point. Too many people have no foundation, so they are just gullible. Very true. And even those who have foundation are just gullible, just yam up everything that they're given. I've done extensive research. You know, there is regular research, and then there is a deeper type of a research. You know, when you start going into peer-reviewed articles and you start going into better research, that's a different type of a research. Beta and meta research is a different type of a research. So when I go the extended extra to do a research and then somebody come tell me about, you don't know what I talk about, man. Come, just come off of when you need to go check out when name the channel because him, I'm the facts. And I go over there and I'm like, what the? Like, even if I was challenged intellectually, I still wouldn't find sense in what you just consumed and now think it's facts. But you're intelligent, so use your brain. Dog, I don't know where you claim you're researching your info. Hey, bro, me offer you already. So you can't argue when you're wrong. He's going in and all that. May I tell you what I can do for you? And I didn't want to, but I'll tell you what I can do for you. I'm gonna just ignore you and you continue doing what you're doing. Biden said no mandatory blah. See, and I asked people not to use that word, and it pops up. Big Nitty. I was about to read your comment, man, but you put that thing in there that I asked everybody not to use. Why you think I've been saying joke the whole time? See, people don't even listen. This I am actually doing an exercise right in front of you people and showing you. How many times I said it? Don't use it. How many times I said, man, I just said joke. Joke, 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 joke. And I've been saying joke the whole time. And then plus that right there. So now when the moderators go through the comments and they're like, that's what they're discussing. They're talking about it right here. This is misinformation. This right here is this. This is that. That put my thing under stress. King 1C, manners and respect, same way. No love lost. All good. No. Whatever. I'm not on that. I'm not on that. Just leave out certain things, please. And I'm telling you, not just for my platform, but for any platform that you actually care about, you're going to damage them platform because the things that they're doing behind the scenes to these platforms is on a whole nother. Don't be surprised when you see people start disappearing and going off to do other things, you know, because people can't hear. People can't hear. If I ask you don't come in at my house with your dirty shoes on, just take off your shoes at the door. Just do that. That's me, I go fling you out of the house. It's all good, Big Nitty. It's all good. It's all good. Yes, I learned to say something without saying something. T9 South. Exactly. Exactly. Trump, I love that guy. He's good for business. He is. He is good for business. He's good for business for a certain kind. See, what a lot of people don't understand is this. When you say he's good for business for who? Because he plays with he caters to the extremely wealthy. Ain't no trickle down in it for you. So I guess I don't know your financial situation. You might be one of the extremely wealthy sitting right here on SouFlo. TV. So of course he's good. And it's funny when election time came around, like the part that I live at in Florida, I could drive through neighborhoods and see the difference. For instance, over on Beachside, all the houses over there are multi-million-dollar houses. I'm not talking about no $1 million. If you have $1 million for house over there, so you can't live over there. It's small money, that, right? Majority of the houses over there had the big old Trump signs on them. Then I come to the other side of the bridge where it is predominantly middle class to lower income, and all these houses on this side had the opposite. You know, so that's to tell you. And wealthy, these people that are wealthy, they're top earners, right? They make $1 million salaries or hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They're not dummies, because a dummy can't do that and maintain that for years. So they know stuff that we don't know. They know the ins and outs of the loopholes as far as the taxes goes and all this other stuff. How you think they end up making so much money and paying less taxes than me and you? They know things that we don't know. I'm never afraid to say somebody knows a lot of stuff that I don't know. And what they do know is this is who caters to our interest. So when you are not in that group and you go size up yourself thinking that this person is for you, you better be off that cloth or in that group, because you cast that vote, you just voted against yourself. And it's not about Democrat or Republican. And I keep telling people this, just like I said earlier, it's important to not be hard-lined in politics, loyal to one party for whatever cause, and nothing else can change my mind. You know, like in Jamaica, a man will be like, man, a PNP till me dead. My granny a PNP, my great granny was a PNP, me a JLP till me dead, man a JLP till me dead. Like just blindly associated with and blindly going all out for one political party. You get so caught up, you don't even realize that that political party is actually the problem. But me not care, me no business. It's the same thing I find with Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. My vote fluctuates. My vote fluctuates. It's who you are, what your agenda is as it pertains to me and people of my kind, and that kind of stuff. I can't jump in there and talk about, yes, he's going to do this, and then I realize that when he does this, this only benefits and not me or anybody like me. We still gonna have to claw our way through. I want to hear where I fit into your thing, and I'll go with the one that has the most on the table for us. That's how I do. I'm not loyal to nobody. They're not loyal to you. They're not loyal to you. But if our tax structure was one set rate across the board with no education, it would be better for all. How the rich use capitalism to their advantage. Yeah, but poor people use capitalism to their advantage too, fam, and become rich. That's the drawback about capitalism. You see, some people are born capitalism, but through capitalism, poor people have used that to become rich as well. You know? So decentralization of rulership worldwide. No one should be 100% conservative or 100% liberal. All them words, they're liberal and conservative, and I don't even use those words. Those words are actually fighting words. Especially here in the South where I live, those words are fighting words. Pull up on you like this. You damn liberal. You liberal. It's fighting words. Hey, Romy, big up yourself, fam. Manners and respect. Republican. I am a man. Yo, fat, slim, milky. The poor get rich and the rich stay rich. Well, the goal is to get from poor to rich. That's the goal. If the rich stay rich, that's a good thing for me because I'm on my way to being rich. So if I'm poor on my way to being rich, at least I know that when I get rich, there's a possibility I'm gonna stay rich. See, I'm trying to get rich, rich. I prefer the hater I know rather than the one who pretends to like me. I don't care about all that. I'm not emotional, and you shouldn't be either when it comes to politics. I don't give a damn about who like me and who don't like me. I care about what your policies say, what you stand for, and what you're coming in to do, what you're able to articulate and lay out. And my understanding of that is what I go off of. I don't give a damn what you did before, who like who, you don't like this. Back in the 60s, you voted for that. I don't care two craps about that. That has nothing to do with me today. What are we doing today? What? Because you only got 4 years in. So what are you gonna do for this 4 years? And if you lucky enough, you'll get another 4. The max you could get here where I live is 8. 8 years and out of my life, and I live till I'm like 80, 90 years old. That's a drop in the bucket. I just want to know what you about to do for your 4 years. That's it. If you're poor, you can get rich. Do what the rich does to get rich. The formula is very easy. Well, Ingrid, you must be rich already. And I ain't talking about you have some money. Yeah, I'm not talking about the bills are paid and you can put an extra couple $100 in the bank. I'm talking about rich. People be confusing what rich is. I heard Shaquille O'Neal speaking day before yesterday, and Shaq said, that's the difference between me and you. See, you're rich. I'm wealthy. So maybe I should stop using the word rich and start using wealthy. He said, I'm rich. You're rich. I'm wealthy. And the guy goes, well, what's the difference between rich and wealthy? It's the same thing. He goes, no, it's not the same thing. See, rich is you got it. You got it, right? Wealthy is, this is what Shaq said. He said, wealthy is, even after I go, pass, leave, what I have now will remain there and it will only grow. That's wealthy. When my children use it, run through it, and pass, it'll still be there in that amount or growing. That's wealthy. So there's a difference between rich and wealthy, you know? So maybe I should say, like, people like Donald Trump, they cater more to the wealthy. But you know us, especially when we come from nothing or not much. We got a few $1,000s. I'm rich, bitch. We rich. Hood rich is rich. I got a couple stacks. I'm up. I'm rich. You ain't rich. You got some money, but you're not rich. You far from rich. To see her say, I hope it's a her, to see her say rich is, to see her say it's easy. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be rich. It's easy to get rich. Just do what the rich people do. The formula is not that clear cut, my friend. The formula is not that clear cut. If you look at every person that's truly rich or wealthy, they took some adverse ways to get there that's not written out in any blueprint formula. Yeah, we know the basics. Spend less than you make. Common sense, right? Save more than you spend. Common sense. Don't go around trying to impress people and trying to be like the Joneses. Common sense. Half of them people don't even care about you anyways. Wealthy people don't chase after stuff like $400 pairs of shoes, and unless it's a special occasion, and then they show out. And then when they do show out, you can't even tell, right? Invest in things that appreciate instead of depreciate. Common sense. Flashy cars, and nah. A piece of real estate, yeah. I could fix that up, turn it into something else, blah, blah, blah. Appreciate the value in that, you know, versus trinkets, that kind of stuff. We know those things. But the formula as to how this particular person got rich, We don't know their formula. So it's not easy to get rich like that. It's easy to get some money, but it's not easy to become wealthy like that. Yeah, Young Stuller says Biden is definitely going to be a one term. You know, I was hopeful, but I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see it. And I'll be honest, I voted for Biden. I did. But I'm starting to see, and like I said, my vote fluctuates. I'm not loyal to any party. I'm not loyal. Listen, I served a good deal of time in the military, right? And I went to combat under 2 presidents, and none of them cared about me. Every time the orders came down from my unit to move out, I had to pack my bags and go. Not one of them, not one of them cared if I was Democrat or Republican, if I was conservative or liberal, and I didn't even have the right because I was government issued. I was a GI. I followed orders. So I know how to be impartial and to just focus on the goal. I'm not caught up in their lifestyle. I'm not caught up in any of that. I want to know, what are you going to do here that's going to benefit me and mine? That's it. Rash Shepherd said the Bible, as I said, Rash Shepherd's still in here doing this thing. Go off, Rash Shepherd, go off. Do your thing. Preach your preach. I'm going to hope you reach somebody, car. Jabril Jama, some people, the more money they make, the more broke they look. They don't have to worry about the hate. That's when you know you're broke. Or that's when you know you're not really making money. Because you still have to be around a circle of people that you're worried about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You think Shaq worries about downplaying what he's earned and how much he's worth because of hate from who he has to go around? No. He goes around people that has their own. He associates with people that has their own. And some of them have more than he does. So, I mean, that's when you know you're. I heard a Caucasian sister. I heard her say one day, I know when I'm getting fat because black guys start looking at me like I'm yummy. Did I just say that? Yeah, that's what she said. I know when I'm getting fat because black guys start looking at me like I'm yummy. So as soon as they start looking at her, because black guys are not her type, she starts dieting more. She fixes up her diet and she starts hitting the gym harder than ever. Right? That's what's appealing to us. We like big body, thickness, that kind of something there. But the kind of men from her side, they like maybe big up top, but iron board everything else, and some skinny legs and them kind of something that it's their preference, it's what they prefer. So it's kind of like the same when you say you have to like start worry about downgrade how much you're making or downplay how much you're making or how much you have achieved by trying to dress bummy or don't even care what you put on when you go outside because you know want people be jealous of you and all that. Trust me, when riches come your way, you won't even be in that circle to think like that. You will get up and dress fly every day, and the people around you won't even care that you dressed fly today because they probably dressed flyer. You know, try to reach a different level, man. Try to reach a different level. Big up to my Jamaican people, them, the one them that hold it out. Cause enough young youths in Jamaica. You know, we talk a lot. You see, I switch topics, but I'm still on the same track. You know, we talk a lot about beggy people and the young youth them that don't want to do nothing. And honestly, when I go there every time, one of the things that I love about Jamaica is it's bubbling with entrepreneurship. It's bubbling with young people that are up and out and trying to get it really. So big up to them. And they hold it out through whatever. Like You know, SouFlo, me now really make nothing else still enough, but we make do with what we get, you know, and this better than go get involved in other things. I talk to them when I'm there. This better than go get involved in other things, you know, and get caught up on these things. I'm gonna say, yeah, go and hold it out and go and go good. So big up to them because it's hard. It's hard to stay under that kind of pressure continuously. And y'all get about 50 US a week or 100 US a week or whatever that thing work out to. That's rough. That's rough. But you hold out, holding on the pressure, trying to do the right. Right, that's all. Some fool I don't want it happen. Come on, steam up about the vibes. You don't know who sing that. Tell them be humble. I'm not make no demons rise. Wanna looking at the mirror and warn yourself. Ah, son of lightning. Anyhow, man, had a beautiful morning with you this morning. Manners and respect to each and every one of you that came out. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. God spare my life right here on SouFLoTV. You see that? I learned all that from my grandparents. Don't ever think that you're in control of anything. God is always in control. No business where you want to. So, let's say a brother I put up one bag on this is fake and that is fake. It's okay, man. I don't fight against anybody's beliefs. This is just my belief. I'm not in control. I'm not in control. See? But I have control of certain things which line up with the master who has ultimate control. You understand? So we said things like, I'll see you tomorrow if God spare my life. I'm not in control if God spare my life. Bless up here, God in all things. I'm out. Peace. Papa, you want to come say bye? I get it. I get it. I'm done. I'm done. Look, look. Let me show them. Look. And he just clanging up all his toys and everything down there. You want to come say bye-bye? Bye-bye. Show them a peace sign. Peace. Oh, my baby said peace. All right, that's it for us. Peace.